Good morning, my name's David Journet. I am the Australian Director and Chief Pilot for AeroDyne. We are a commercial drone service provider, and when I've been going out to some landholders and farmers and they look, you're like, well, what is the application of drones in my industry? So I'm going to set the story for you. As with the gentleman from this morning, from all the fantastic equipment that's used in our security in our airports, it's directly transportable to this sort of injury. So I'll just start with a slide. It'll give you an idea of what we currently do. So it's very quick. I apologise if any of you have that flash sort of sensitivity. I almost feel nauseous standing up here watching it because I'm up here. So, but that's a very quick insight into the type of technologies and the applications we have. So from our perspective, it doesn't matter if we're talking about cattle on a farm, a telecommunications tower, a fence that needs inspecting, a high voltage power line. They're all an asset. They are all something that you have an interest in and you need to be able to maintain and inspect those. As I've been out with landowners, they've indicated that they spend quite a lot of time having backpackers, with $70,000 Land Cruisers checking fences and checking water holes. These are all sorts of jobs that can be done very easily with a drone, and it's very, very cost effective. And what does a Land Cruiser cost you every second or third year? What is the cost of these backpackers out there? You can get a drone service and something that sits out on your farm, and which is the outcome of the project we have with MLA. And we're looking at what we're calling a silent drone service, which is a drone that sits in a box somewhere where there's communications, and a lid will open and it will deploy, and at 8 a.m. every day it'll check your fence or your water. At 9 a.m. it may check something else. So you'll be able to program that drone to do the repeatable, mundane tasks that are currently very expensive to deliver, but don't really need to be done by a human. So this is a little snapshot about AeroDyne. We're a global company headed out of Malaysia. Currently in about 20 different countries. In our industry, we were rated as one of the top 10. I think we were 7 out of the top 10, 7th position out of the top 10 drone service companies globally. So we bring a world of expertise. And you can see from that video, we're using all the latest innovation. We're using AI, machine learning to try and maximise the return for all of our clients. Okay, so the project we have with MLA, we've called ILAMS, probably a little bit of a pun, but it works quite well. So it's Intelligent Livestock and Asset Management System. So you heard today from your GEOS, your farm mapping sort of guy. These are the sorts of things that we can all feed into. So our product will be able to integrate with any existing systems you have in your farms. And that's something that's very important. We don't expect farmers and landowners to reinvest in technology. We want to complement what you've got, but enable you to do things just a little bit differently. So what are the parts of this project? Well, this slide goes to show it quite well. So we've got 8 main areas of interest that comprise the extent of this project. The first of those being the cloud application. So the intent is that a landowner or a farm manager in the morning will, instead of being out there doing all of these runs to check for things, he'll open up his laptop or his workstation, and there'll be a screen that has red, green and yellow dots, because that's something we're all familiar with as human beings. Green obviously meaning good, don't have to worry about this. Yellow meaning caution, there may be something you need to check in the very near future. And red could be there's been dog predation, or there's been a breach of your fence, or that watering facility has been drained or is broken or is dry. And so just trying to make it as simple as we can to assist farmers with managing and landowners managing what they do. The next one is the aircraft system. So as I said, it'll be what we're calling a silent service. A box will sit somewhere and it will go and do things that you've instructed it to do. And it will do that autonomously. It will do that without you needing to be able to have someone that is a pilot. One of the things we're doing in the interim, though, is while I'm out there talking to farmers, they're expressing their concerns that, like, our kids and our youth are leaving the land and coming to the cities. And I'm like, well, why? It's just flashy as lights. Like, there's nothing to do when the lights go off. But piloting skills and having them to be drone pilots until this autonomy is available is a great way of keeping young people on the land. It's a great job. I'm being a drone pilot for close to 10 years now. I started in military, so I was piloting surveillance drones in the Afghan war. So I went from the big-ass, nasty little things down to like these little toys. And so I've seen the whole gamut. And it's a great job. It's a great future. And it is an industry that is growing rapidly. We're going to be doing animal ID and tracking. So we've heard many presentations today and yesterday about suppliers that are putting tags and things inside your cattle. Well, some of them commute over the GPS and through the satellite system. Other ones are passive trackers, so they only get detected when you put them in, is it called a cattle run? I'm trying to learn your lingo, where you shunt them and check them and put something, weigh them. Yeah, okay, a crush. It's not a nice word, but anyway, it's what you've called it. So in the crush, so when they're not in the crush or when you're not near those sensors, how are you keeping track of those? So a drone can quite easily have a little attachment put on the other side, and it can fly over your herd, and it can say, hey, look, here's all the cool stuff. So these are the components, a little bit of control. Like, we've only got 7 minutes, obviously, so come and see us at our stand. We'd be more than happy to talk to you in a lot of detail. Here is a little shot of real-time livestock detection and counting. So we've actually got these videos playing at our stand. So we've got one showing real-time weed identification, and real-time animal and stock counting. So it detects a cow and then tells you the count in your paddock. So that's valuable when you want to do your mustering. Like, a lot of people say it takes me 2 days to find where they are. Send a drone out, it'll count them, it'll tell you where they are. And there's just a little video quickly of that. So as you can see, it comes in the sensor period, it detects the cow, and then down the bottom you can see there's an actual count of the number of cows it found over that little flight. Fence monitoring is another component. So where's the fence? Oh, that's me, sorry.